We are nearly at the end. This is not satire. This is not for the likes. This is to tell you, if you don't have this stuff or this stuff, you waited too long. Let's get into it.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
What's up, guys? International Stacker here, back again. And yes, this is 100 ounces of silver right in front of you. And thank you for joining my channel. I make all kinds of content about buying gold and silver, usually around the world, but the hashtag beer flu or has messed that up. I don't dare say the name loudly for fear of censorship. Shout out to the Coldest Water Company for sponsoring this video. I do have a link in the description below. You can enter to win one for free. And also, if you buy one, it comes back and benefits the channel. Somebody take us out. That is cold water, actually. And I'm going to get into this. First off, I've had a lot of people ask me, have I missed the boat? Is it too late with gold and silver? I've had a lot of people talking about in comments, oh, they're silver pumpers, it's going to go to zero, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to show you exactly why I believe the way I do with cold, hard evidence and facts. None of this opinion. I'm going to show you why I stack this stuff. Is it too late? A lot of opportunity has been missed, but there's a lot more opportunity to come. So let's give this a ping and let's get into it. I'm going to cover a few high-level topics here that might be new for some of you or not, but it's important we go through this. So first off, this is the Consumer Price Index. This shows you the drop in buying power of U.S. currency over time. Do you remember when your grandfather says, oh, for 25 cents, I used to be able to fill up my car or something? Things have not got more expensive. Money has become worth less. Even if you take a dollar face, so 10 of these dimes from 1964 and below that are silver, this is still selling right now for 22, 23 times face. So I could sell you a dollar from 1964 and below right now and get $22, $23. So divide that by 4, that's a quarter, okay? So first off, this just shows the plummeting value over time since 1920 of the US dollar, okay? In 1964, here's where most silver came out of currency, and then 1970, some of the Kennedys, okay? The next thing I want to show you is this is inflation. So that's funny. As the price of the dollar went down, the cost of items went up. That's because as there's more currency introduced, because it no longer has to be made of gold or silver or backed up, it can be rehypothecated and printed into oblivion. So this shows just since 2010, look how much more, how expensive things have gotten. And this is the hidden tax of inflation that we're going to talk about in a minute. But first, when real money is not gold or silver, or paper currency is not backed by gold and silver, that means the government can literally print into oblivion. So you can see here after 2008, and this is the total assets, right? So you can see here after 2008, that bump. Look at this, 2020. The beer flu started here, folks. Look at that. You're talking trillions added to the Federal Reserve and their assets. Now, gold is outdated. Get Dogecoin, get Bitcoin. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I started in cryptos. And I do think there's opportunities in cryptos. However, I think cryptos are way speculative, and I think gold and silver for sure. So for me, gold and silver, I'm not a financial advisor. My disclaimer's in the description below. But for me, gold and silver is a hedge against inflation. It's a way for you to preserve your wealth and take your money, your true value, your worth through any kind of economic issue that's caused by currencies being printed into oblivion. Because this only ends one way, folks. This only ends one way, with the transition of the monetary system. And I do think the goal here is to take everything digital. Because for countries, if currency is digital, first off, they can tax every single transaction. They know everything you're spending. They know what your spending habits are, and you can be fully controlled. Guess what? You're going to protest. Sector 5 is closed. We've cut off bank account access to Sector 5 because of an insurgency. You guys, it leads to total control. However, I think there are opportunities in cryptos. I did buy a lot of gold and silver based off some of my Bitcoin I had. And I recently bought some Dogecoin just for the meme. You know, I found some other crypto I still had a wallet. I traded out for US dollars. I bought Dogecoin at like 30 or 40 cents, and then I sold it at like 69 or 60 or something. I don't remember. So I totally play around and mess with cryptos, knowing I'm at a casino, because I really believe you are. But this stuff, if it was outdated, why would the United States be stacking gold at this rate? If it was outdated, not worth anything. Why would China, why would they be stacking at this unprecedented rate? And the thing to note here is this is what's reported. Do you really think countries are reporting everything they're doing? No, it's called Homeland Security, strategic positioning. Here I wanted to show you and talk a little bit about the gold to silver ratio. So for every 1 ounce of gold, how many ounces of silver does it buy? There's something I have a couple videos on, which is playing the ratio. To where if you get into gold down here, you trade it for silver up here, trade it for gold, trade it for silver, trade it for gold, you can end up stacking a lot more gold in the end term than if you just bought it outright. So back here, I was really heavy buying silver. I still am buying silver, but I've started to pick up a little bit more gold. But if we drop down to 30s or 40s, I would definitely be trading a bunch of silver for gold. And then the next time, if we went back up again, I would trade gold for silver, right? Gold is the ultimate store of value. You know, this is 1/10 ounce of gold. And what's the gold to silver ratio right now? Let's just say it's 70. So 1/10 of 70, you know, that's worth 1/10 of 70 ounces of silver. Okay. So anyways, gold to silver ratio, this helps inform me where I'm buying gold or silver and opportunities to trade and do what's called arbitrage, which is getting more value without having to spend more currency. This is silver. So you see back in March 2011, we were at 46 bucks. If we went back further, we had another spike up around $50. The spike over here in 1980s during the Hunt brothers, if you correct for inflation today, that was the equivalent of like $150 or $200. I forget. I think it was like 160. Even if you correct this for inflation, it's well over 50 today. And we are sitting right here, 27, 26, 27. And we've been moving sideways for a while, consolidating, maybe building a launch pad for the next leg up. I don't know. This is gold over the last 20 years. And you see we recently broke all-time highs. So we're sitting at about 1800 range right now. I printed these out yesterday, so who knows what's happened. What I can tell you, if you look at those first few graphs I showed you with how much the United States is printing, how much the Federal Reserve, which is a private company, is adding to their coffers, how much currency is being flooded into the market. They're trying to increase velocity by increasing the monetary supply, which 100%, there's no I see here. I don't want to say it together because I'll get censored. So you guys, please smash like, help me beat the YouTube censorship. And please also hit the subscribe button because like 65-70% of you are not. But look at this. The gold to lumber ratio for one rail car of lumber is now, it's, oh, and I didn't print the whole thing. Dang it. Dang it, printer failed. But anyways, lumber has gone insane. Things are going insane. The stock market's running up. A lot of Americans, a lot of people like you and me, normal everyday people, are going to get totally destroyed in the stock market. The elite are going to get out and they're going to make money on the way up and then get back in and make money on the way down. When you see prices going crazy and you can, you know, the gold to lumber ratio hits 1.1, right? One ounce of gold can trade for one rail car of lumber, whereas back here it was way lower. Things are out of whack, folks. Things are out of whack. What do you think's going to happen when people start to get evicted, when all these moratoriums wear off and they have nowhere to live? What do you think's going to happen when people get evicted, they lose their jobs, they have no cash, businesses don't have people coming in, businesses are gonna have to close? What do you think's going to happen? I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little bit crazy here, but it's like, this stuff is so obvious. It's literally right in front of folks, and people are so blind to it. I'm like the Paul Revere of the silver community. All I can do is warn and move on. Press release of the Federal Reserve. Right here, it's saying, with inflation running persistently below this longer-term goal, the committee will aim to achieve inflation moderately above 2% for some time, so that inflation averages 2% over time. On the Federal Reserve's website, it said for years, and I don't even know how long, because I checked it the first time like 4 years ago, that their goal is 2% inflation, the hidden tax. So if you have 100 dimes in a bank account, this year it's 100 dimes, next year it's 100 dimes, but it's the buying power of 98. The next year, it's 100 dimes, but it's the buying power of 96. The next year, it's 100 dimes, but the buying power of 94. The only way to fight that is if you have dimes made of silver. 2% is hidden tax. Now, here's a scary thing. This longer run goal, so 2% is longer run, okay, long term, but they're saying to achieve inflation moderately, so they're saying now they're going to go above 2% to prevent inflation. But what is it really at, folks? Well, there's a website pretty cool called Shadow Stats, and they try to get to like what governments are showing and what they actually think it is. So if you look, I want to show this one first. So this is what the government's saying inflation is, and this is what Shadow Stats is saying it is. So right now the government's saying we're a little bit above 2% inflation, and Shadow Stats is saying we're about 6% inflation. Oh yes, there's not inflation. Things aren't more expensive. Lumber hasn't shot to the moon. Stocks. I just saw a thing on the news where there's literally an Italian restaurant like in New Jersey or somewhere over there that's worth like $100 million or $30 million because of their stocks in the market, because people are just buying it like crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, things aren't as they seem. Is it too late for you to get into gold, silver? I'm not a financial advisor, but I don't think so. And guess what? I'm still buying gold and silver. But the biggest folly would be, well, I'm just going to buy it for whatever price it is because it's going to shoot the moon and go to $10,000 or $100 or $500 an ounce, and I'm going to make a ton of cash on that, right? I still buy only the deals. I try to get the best deals possible. If there's a dip, that's when I really load up, and I can load up even more if you guys buy one of these, because a percentage comes to my channel, so thank you so much for that, or check out preparewithis.com. But I'm still stacking. I don't think it's too late. Silver's been to 50 twice in the past, and really it was much higher than that if you're looking at inflation. Gold has been, damn near 2,000, or it was like 2030. I forget the high. I forget it. Things are too crazy. If you guys know me, I work emergency management. So for the last year and a half, my life has sucked every day working. I'm just now able to make videos again. Oh, it's been horrible. But you guys, what do you think? Am I wrong? Am I a silver pumper? Leave your comments in the description, or leave comments below and let me know what you think. It's below the description. There you go. But I don't think I'm a silver pumper. I'm not saying silver's gone to 9 million. It's gone to the moon. Sell your children, sell your wives, and buy silver. I'm saying my belief in silver is that it's a hedge against inflation. It's going to protect your buying power and help you to get your currency, your money, your real money, your wealth to the other side. What I'm not saying is it's going to the moon, it's going to make everyone rich, put everything in gold and silver. Do I think that could happen? Although I think this is a hedge against inflation and really to preserve your buying power, I do think there are big equity or big arbitrage gains to be had with gold and silver, because we find ourselves in the situation that we've never faced. First global pandemic since 1918 to this level. First time the entire world's monetary system has been tied together Normally in the past, you'd have one country or one region have issues. This is the first time literally the entire world is going to have a major economic crisis at the same time. The stock market cannot always go up. People cannot keep paying crazy amounts with inflation because people's salaries won't keep up with inflation. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts because I think the next few years are going to be an insane ride. Protect yourself, protect your families, and like Lynette Zane says, you have to protect yourselves with a physical shield with physical gold and silver. I really believe that. If you're a Second Amendment supporter, make sure you have ways to protect your gold and silver and your family. And make sure, because even FEMA says it, that you are prepared for any kind of disaster, whether it's economic, a disease, a fire, a flood, or hurricane, tornado, whatever it is. Recommendation from me, 1 month of emergency food that you put in a closet, forget about it, and hopefully you never need it. They have freeze-dried food, 25-year shelf life. Go to preparewithis.com for the best deal on the internet, and I get a kickback, so thank you to all of you for doing that. But it's the best deal on the internet. Get yourself at least a week of emergency water, and there's a calculation for that based on how many people you have. We'll do videos on that. Protect yourselves, folks. Hopefully I'm wrong. You never need the emergency food. Hopefully this goes in a closet or hoard somewhere, and in 15, 20, 30 years, you take it out and you cash it in, you retire on it. Or you build a dynasty, an empire, dynastic wealth, and pass it on. But guess what? If everything does go wrong, if there is a crisis, if there are issues, you're going to be prepared. That's it. I usually don't make doom and gloom videos. I like to be measured. Let me know what you thought below. And I guess I'll say, catch you on the next one.
One stacker.